Good day, beautiful people. Good day. It is Friday, December 5th, 2025, and this is the Oracle at 8. I am Matthew Levi. Thank you for joining me. So we get this Friday fired up and going. And pray the Great Spirit, God of all it is, that you send me smoke from the sacred earth to space and time. Surround all those that are watching and will watch. Place them in your grace, your unconditional love, your bubble of protection. Seven, remove all those things that do not serve them in their highest good. Remove the fear, the clouds of insecurity and anxiety. Bring healing to them and theirs. I ask you, Great Spirit, once again, bless me to be the medium, the channel to which your divine love and wisdom flows. For I am the way, truth, and the light. I am Matthew Levi, God's gift of unconditional love to bring unity to this world. And so it is. All right, Spirit. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's a cold day. Cold day here in northeast Oklahoma. Morning after the full moon. The moon was bright, bright, bright this morning outside my front door. Tasha and I woke up and stepped out to look to the east, or to the west, sorry, as it was setting. Right outside the door. Big, bright, beautiful, cold. Very chilly out here in northeast Oklahoma this morning. It's in the low 30s. I don't think it's quite freezing out, but it's pretty chilly. Great Spirit, bring in those that need to hear, those that need to talk, those that need to be seen and heard. What's going to go on today? Keep this smudge pot going. There's Tasha from the front room. Hello, baby girl. Thank you for joining me. Whew. I kind of got my finger there. Burn the payload, not your finger, Matthew. Burn the payload, not your finger. Oh, what a day, what a day. It's going to be a great day. Going to be a great day. Wait, and get some people in here. Talk about the power of love. Talk about this week. This coming weekend. This full moon, ending of a cycle, starting of a new one. As I look out my window, I see frost on the neighbor's roof. Very foggy, sort of misty, mystical, looking overcast sky. Looks like there's a lot of moisture out there. Got plans to take Tasha and her new wheels and tires in her new vehicle, or her old wheels and tires, to the shop to have those put on today. And then I'm going to just try and stay warm for the rest of the day. Try and stay warm for the rest of the day. As she says, it was a great week for her. Yes, it has been a great week. It has been a great week. Wednesday was a little tough for me mentally. I had a day on Wednesday battling between self and not self, like I usually do. It was just one of those days where I don't know what was in the air, what was transiting, what was happening. Maybe it was, I don't know, but I was just having a difficult day on Wednesday. But like everything, it's temporary. And here we are on Friday, Day of Love, Venus Day. So, anyway, I wonder where the people are at. If you're with me, drop a comment. Let me know you're here. I'm not showing up anybody with me right now other than Tasha, which is great because she's my favoriteest person ever. Favoriteest person in the world, the one I want to spend the most time with. So, if nobody shows up, nobody drops a comment in the next couple minutes, I'll shut this down and go enjoy my day with my favorite person. So, let's see if anybody pops in. I see Tasha's chat head up there. Anybody else with me? Let's see what the Power of Love deck says real quick. There's Ren. Thank you for tuning in. Patience, Matthew. Patience. Yes, I know. I talked about it a lot yesterday in a podcast that we talked about for stuff for probably close to 2 hours, but only 26 minutes of it was captured. Oh well, divine timing, the way things work, it's not my will, it's the will of Spirit. So good day to those of you watching, good day Rune, good day Tasha, and anybody else that may be tuned in. I know you're all in, baby girl, I know you are all in. So, Great Spirit, bring some more people in here, those that need to hear. Those with ears to hear, let them hear, as he said. And we'll see what the deck says. Do me a favor, ladies. Reach down in the corner. Spank that share button. And anybody else that's with me and watching and tuned in, be sure to share. Follow. Subscribe. What is this button here? Link, features, manage links. So, anyway. Hi, Vilma Do. You finally got your ear settled? I know Mama put some stuff in it, put some medicine in it, and you didn't like that. Yeah, it's all hot now. I know. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. So, Ren, Tasha, I look forward to training tonight, some PT tonight. We'll do some upper body work. Do some upper body stuff. I know Monday's workout for me made me really sore on Wednesday. And it may have been part of why I was having a day dealing with the physical consequences of my choices. So anyway, Power of Love today. Priorities. Priorities is the message today. Get your priorities in line and get them figured out. Your priorities. It says you understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. That should be the number one priority. I agree with that. No matter what the situation is, always trying to bring love. That's priority. Trying to bring love to whatever situation you're in. Priority number one. You know, when I was on the job, we had a list of priorities. You know, when it came to a May Day event or whatever, and it was always me first, my partner second, everybody else last was the priority list when it comes to taking care of yourself. And it still should be that way. It should still be that way to an extent. You know, you should put yourself first, loving yourself first, manifesting love for yourself first, and your partner, and then everybody else. You know, but also our priorities should be seeking understanding and seeking God in everything we do, seeking the love of God and Creator and Spirit in all that we do. You know, I try to make that my priority, is looking for that. And then trying to bring my part that I have within me into that God self, that spirit self, that piece of us that is the creator. Because we're all here creating. So our priority should be to bring love, manifest love in everything we do. And then two is express your individuality, maintain your individuality. You know, we are all so wholly unique and individual, but we are so interconnected and so similar. You know, that's some of that paradoxical nature of life. You know, I was thinking about another paradox earlier. And life is just full of paradox, you know. But individuality, priority number 2 today, is express your individuality and leave your unique stamp of love on everything that you do today. So that is the message. Priorities. Seek love, manifesting love in everything you do is first in God, and then leaving your unique flavor of love on everything that you do today. I think that's a good message. I like that message. So if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I see Renee is with me now. I haven't seen you on here in a while, so thank you for joining. And whoever else may be watching, from wherever you're watching, drop a comment. Let me know you're with me. Let me know where you're at. And how your Friday is going, how your week has gone. How did you deal with this cold full moon that we had yesterday over the last several days as we move into the waning portion of it, of this moon cycle now? Like I said, yesterday it threw some kinks and everything in Wynomi's podcast session, but that's all right. Everything happens for a reason. I should have known whenever we started recording, and then the dogs knocked over the tripod and we had to start over, that maybe that yesterday wasn't the day. I got this smudge pot going good now, so thank you all for joining me, and I ask Great Spirit once again to surround those that are watching and all those that will watch with this sacred smoke from these resins. Bless them, cleanse them, bring them peace, surround them with your grace, your unconditional love and protection. Oh, a little too smoky there, Princess. Yeah, that Seven Angels resin is pretty stout. So, what's going on, everyone? Tasha said she had a great awakening over the weekend, and this week really showed me how powerful your manifesting can be, and you are so grateful. Yes, that was an amazing experience. It was fun to be a part of and get to experience with you, and it's been quite enjoyable kind of guiding you through that over the last several weeks, because getting to witness it and knowing you like I do, so it was just fun. And when I pointed that sticker out and to see your face light up and just your jaw drop in awe, like, okay, I get it now, to have that moment. And so what she's talking about, folks, is back in late October, as you know, if you've been with us, she was rear-ended on her way to work, and it wound up totaling her car. It was a 2012 GMC Tahoe, or a Chevrolet Tahoe, and it was paid off. But anyway, insurance paid out, totaled it out, and we wound up with an X amount of dollars to replace it with. And so shortly after that happened, Mercury went into retrograde, and if you know anything about the transits and stuff, it's really not a good idea to be entering into those kind of contracts and purchases and stuff like that during that time, because things can kind of maybe get messed up. There's just a little more of a chance for things to get messed up. And when planets go into retrograde, it's a good time to just reflect and not try to move forward, because they're coming backwards and you're basically going against the flow. So anyway, Mercury goes into its like 3-week retrograde cycle. And during this period, she has a friend of hers, because she works at the tag office. She has a friend of hers in the car business who is actively searching for a replacement for her. And he finds several, sends them, just, no, not this one, not this one, maybe, then they don't bite. And then, well, this one's too far away. How are we going to get it here? It's going to cost, X amount to get it here. And all these just little things, Mercury stuff. And so about halfway through that cycle, she's starting to get frustrated and get impatient. And I told her, sort of guided her back into herself. And look, everything happens for a reason. You just need to slow down. You need to pray. And you need to be direct and specific about what you ask for, that you need for this vehicle. And then you need to trust. You need to let it go. You need to let it happen. You need to let the dream weavers and the guides in the unseen make it happen for you. Let it work. Just have faith. And so she does. And then we go through the next couple weeks. After she does that, this one comes in. She likes it. It's within a reasonable distance for us to get. The guy just doesn't want to come down off his price to the dollar amount that we have. Anyway, go on a couple more weeks, hit and miss here and there with a few other ones. And then finally, this past Saturday, Mercury stations and goes back direct. I wind up selling a piece of gym equipment that we've been needing to get rid of. And then about 2 hours later, she gets a message, and it's the guy that didn't want to come down on the price now wants to come down and see if we're still interested. So turns out, yes, we're interested. This is it's about a 3-year upgrade, 3 or 4 year upgrade in model. It's almost identical to what the other one was, and it's got very low mileage on it for the year, and it's in good physical condition. So Monday we drive to Ozark, Missouri, and if you're here with me in Northeast Oklahoma, Monday it was freezing rain and sleet and snow that morning, and so we drove through that to Ozark. And on the way, the whole time, both of us praying. And of course, I'm already recognizing the synchronicities. One, the vehicle's the same color. It's almost identical model, same package and all that the other one was. It's just a newer year. It's now snowing. When we bought the first one, it was frickin' snowing. Just these silly little things. And we're almost there, and we're getting off of I-44, and it gets a little squirrely, and she's already nervous about driving a brand new vehicle that she's not comfortable in yet, back to Oklahoma, 2.5, 3 hours, especially in these driving conditions. But anyway, keeping her patient, keeping her settled, keeping her calm. She's doing good. We get there, arrive. The vehicle is in great shape. Again, same color as the other one, same model, newer year, a complete upgrade. Walking around it, checking it out. And I know you guys have heard me speak about the series The Chosen before on Prime. That one helped lead her back to an understanding of what God is, because she had kind of abandoned God after Taylor died, because she felt God abandoned her, but he never does. It's just the other way around. But anyway, I notice as we walk up this little sticker on one of the side windows, and if you've ever watched the show, you see the fishes swimming and then the odd colored fish here and there, symbolizing the chosen ones. So there's this sticker on this window, and she doesn't see it, but I clock it right off. And anyway, I pointed out to her, and just to see the look on her face when she has that realization, that aha moment that, you know, God has been working for her to bring this vehicle, because she finally surrendered, you know, a week and a half before to it, was a pleasure to witness and get to see. And then so it continues on, the synchronicities in the way God works for us. Because when we got off of 44 onto 60 or 65 there to head south toward Ozark from Springfield, the ramp dives down into this big valley, into this interchange, and it's just this big monstrosity of elevated on-ramps and off-ramps and exit ramps. And it's snowing, it is slick, traffic is crawling, and this interchange is now starting to back up as we exit off. My truck gets a little squirrely. And so she's now very nervous about having to drive back through this. And so we need to put some fuel in the vehicle. We go a couple miles down the road, put some fuel in the vehicle, grab a snack, use the bathroom, whatnot. And I just wanted to check the map to make sure I was not going to miss an exit or take a wrong turn. And so I hit the redirect for home, the directions back to home, and it reroutes me. It doesn't take me back through that big monstrosity interstate interchange. I'm like, huh, interesting. It takes me now 40 miles on 2-lane highway that is clear, that is just a little wet. No ice, no snowbanks, no heavy traffic, pretty smooth, easy driving. So she gets to get comfortable behind the wheel of this vehicle for about an hour before we get on the highway. And then once we get on the highway, the storms had parted and it's just smooth, clear sailing all the way home. So that's her great week ahead. But that's how God works, y'all. I'm telling you. And it takes patience. You got to be faithful. You got to trust. You got to learn to relinquish control. But just because she had surrendered and relinquished control doesn't mean she was just sitting, waiting, idle. There was still action and activity going on, right? There were still other vehicles coming in and out, and her having to make choices and decisions. So the thing is be patient. Let me drop back to some of these comments here now. So thank you all for tuning in. I still appreciate you all here. As Amy says, this week has been a good week. Deal with health issues. So yesterday hit me hard, but had a magical ritual last night. Cleansed your crystals as well as got your moon water stashed back up. Well, good for you. Good for you. Trudy says, Tasha's come so far with grace and strength. Yes, she has. Yes, she has. Yes, she has. And Amy, I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow morning. That'll be good. That'll be good. So that's what I've got this week. And so that was Monday. Tuesday, she goes to work. Wednesday, goes to work. I had a freaking mental day, fighting myself and not self back and forth. And then yesterday, had a great day with Wynomi yesterday. I mean, we spent pretty much all day together and just talk, which is fantastic because that's what I like to do, discussing big idea stuff. And then, like I said, 2 hours worth of podcast, but only 20-something minutes captured. So everything for a reason. Everything for a reason. So let's see what the Power of Love deck has one more time for us. As the cards of the day have been priorities and individuality. Those are the two cards I pulled so far. Priorities is about manifesting love in everything you do, and individuality is about leaving your flavor on everything you do. So, you're welcome, Tasha. She says, thank you so very much for your guidance through all of this and your patience with you showing you the way. I love you too, baby. I love you more. Not to discount how far you've come yourself. I know, Trudy. And you too. You too. We love you and I love you. Soul sister right there. So, Anyway, let's see. One more card here. What do we have? Power of 3 today. We have peacefulness. Peacefulness is the next card. Recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. Absolutely do. Absolutely. And you know, peace is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Love is a choice. You know, all of this is a choice. Life is a series of choices. And when you choose love and choose peace, that's what your soul wants. It makes it a lot easier to get along in life. And I'm not talking about toxic positivity either. I'm not talking about that, because we're all going to continue to have challenges, right? Tasha had hers over this last month, right? From like October 24th till December 1st. That's having to wait an entire month, an entire 30 plus days. And for her, that was a challenge, because she's one that likes to have control, right? Everybody likes to have control of their life, man. It makes it somehow fucks with your mind and makes you think that everything's going to be more okay if you try to control it. The more you control, the more okay it's going to be. But all that does is create more stress for you, more things to worry about, more situations to try to pay attention. Then you wind up in this state of hypervigilance. And then you start creating these self-fulfilling prophecies, because that's all it is. We're all creating these self-fulfilling prophecies, and you can make a choice consciously how you want to create. But that's the thing, is you got to be aware. You got to wake up. You got to become conscious in the dream, right? Got to become conscious in the dream. Woo, as I blow ash all over with that Palo. That was smart. That was really smart. But hey, you know, don't get down on yourself. Bring peace, peacefulness, peacefulness. Peacefulness is a choice, man. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is within. Peace is within. It's not outside of you. Nothing is outside of you. Everything outside of you is a reflection of what's inside of you and what's going on. So, chaos outside, deal with your stuff going on inside. Tasha says, it sure is. We finally had our youngest son and grandson over for Thanksgiving together since our son passed away 5 years ago, and it was amazing. My heart was so full of love. And mine too. And mine too. It was a great day last Thursday. It was a great day last Thursday. Made the 2 days worth of baking and cooking that I did well worth it, you know. I was glad to see it. And if you haven't checked it out, you can go find it on my page or check out my Substack. I wrote a blog post about that specifically, restarting family traditions. If you're interested, you can go check that out on my Substack, or you can get to it through this page. Just scroll along, or you can check out my website. It should be on there too, or the link to Substack is at matthew-levi.com is my website. Trudy said, just wanted to share. I can't share names for obvious reasons. I have an adoption date finally on the 22nd, right before Christmas. God is good. Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic, Trudy. Love that. I love that. I love that. And I look forward to seeing you this evening, too, as we hit the gym once again. Hopefully your legs are feeling better. I know mine are. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little tender down here on the adductors and that attachment point underneath my glutes where the hamstrings attach. A little tender still. But, man, that coffee is good. It's almost out again, too. I'm going to have to get another refill. I may have to pause here in a minute, guys. Go get some coffee. Anyway. Questions, comments, what's happening in your world? Talk to me, people. Talk to me. Is there anything I can help you guys with? Anything I can give commentary on or my perspective on? Talk to me. Share with me what's happening in your world. Snoring little puppy. Snoring puppy. Tasha says she's got me on the coffee. All right, baby. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let me talk.
She won't make it today. She has CASA. I forgot to tell you.
I see that there. She just commented that.
Yeah.
Going to a CASA function tonight. Thank you. That's all right, Trudy. No worries. No worries. So Tasha, Ren, and Tyler, and myself. That'll be good. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Hello, Joanne. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Oh, boy. So, priorities today, individuality and peacefulness. Those are pretty powerful messages there. Priorities. Priorities. Prioritize manifesting love in all you do. Individuality. Bring and leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. And peacefulness. Manifest peace in your heart and soul. Ren says, quitting smoking has been tough emotionally. Ended up crying the other day because not smoking forces you to face yourself. It's hard, brave enough now to do it. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the way a lot of those things are, man. Smoking, drinking, drugs, sex, gambling, fighting, you know, anything can become an addiction like that. And that's what they do, is they take you out of yourself. They take you out of yourself and distract. It becomes an escape, you know. I think you're not the only one, you know. I went through this myself. Forcing you to face yourself and deal with your choices, to learn to manage your thoughts. Excuse me. But yes, you now have the tools. You have the tools, and you are strong enough to do it. Good day, Crystal Sheffield. Thank you for joining me. All right, thank you. Boy, that is a full cup. Thank you.
That's all of it.
That was the last of the pot. That's why. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Oh, yeah. So, but yes, Ren, you certainly are strong enough. You have the tools. Everybody does. It's just a matter of want to, right? I tell people all the time, it's a matter of want to. You can do anything if you really want to, and nobody's going to stop you, because it's your life. It's your creation. You want to do it bad enough, you're going to do it. Whether it's quitting smoking, getting in shape, taking a trip, starting a business, whatever it is. If you want to do it bad enough, you're going to fucking do it. And especially if you focus on it enough. If you focus on it and you believe in it and you have faith in it, you're going to bring it. You're going to start drawing it to you. You're going to magnetize it, because that's how it works. That's how it works. Crystal Sheffield, I love the photos of you and the kids in the hall. Love seeing that. Do more of that. Do more of that. Because that is healing. And that's what you're here to do, baby. That's being back in your nodal purpose. And that's where I was trying to direct you immediately after that event. Was back into that. Because that is you. So, do more of that. Anyway, anybody else? Questions, comments? Questions or comments? Man, that coffee is so good. Man, that coffee is so good. Sarah Pollard, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Crystal says she's trying. Have days where you can and days that you try your hardest, but still can't. Hey, that's okay. That is okay. You know, it's a giant elephant that we got to eat. You know, life is that big old shit sandwich that we're all given. Some of us, it's flavored differently, and we learn to get through it. But the only way we're going to get through it is just one bite at a time, one step at a time, one moment at a time, because that's all they are. All life is a series of moments and a series of choices that lead you to the next moment for you to make another choice. Peacefulness is within, and it's a choice. And the more you choose it, the more you project it out, and the more you create it on the outside. The outside has no choice but to match the inside, because it is how it works. See, right there, Tasha nailed it. Tasha nailed it. Yes. If you have the North Node in your 5th house, that's where you need to be. That's teaching. That's dealing with children. Helping children. Being a kid yourself. Being a beginner's mind. All right, Bubbles. You got it. Power of love. What does Tasha need to know to bring the power of love into her life this week ahead, to continue to manifest with faithfulness, peace in her heart, and gratitude? Evolution is what it says, Tasha. It says you need to realize that the obstacles are merely lessons on the path of love. On the path of love. Evolution, every obstacle, every challenge that we meet, it's just a lesson. That's all life is. It's a series of choices and lessons that we're here to overcome and learn and evolve our soul and continue to raise our soul's evolution. This is a bit of confirmation that you've made an evolutionary step over the last couple of weeks, but continue to evolve, continue to grow, continue to understand, and be grateful. Here's the other thing, people. Attitude of gratitude is so powerful. Be grateful for those obstacles. Be grateful for those lessons, because they're giving you something besides opportunity to grow. They're giving you either strength to overcome, courage to go forward in the face of adversity. They're giving you the power of discernment to make a better choice. They're giving you something. But evolution, Tasha, continue to grow, continue to evolve, continue to understand that life is just a series of lessons and series of challenges. And the more you evolve, the further up the ladder you get, so to speak. The more soul growth you have, the more soul evolution you have, the higher your awareness, the easier it is to see those obstacles and those challenges and those lessons. And the easier it is to maintain compassion, to maintain love, to maintain gratitude for them. Because you have a different sense of awareness. You have a different understanding about life and how it all works. So that is your message for the week and the weekend. I like that one for you. I like that one for you. I like that one for everybody, because we are closing out a cycle. Yesterday, the day before, was the last moon, the last full moon of the cycle. We are 2 weeks out from Yule, from the solstice. The end and the start of a new. So whatever you did not let go of this year, in the year of the snake, you need to over this next couple of weeks. Before you'll let that shit go. And yes, Crystal, I got you right here, darling. I got you right here. Got you right here, Crystal. What does Crystal need to know? Yes, Tasha, thank you. Evolution. Continue to evolve and continue to grow, because we're closing out another cycle, man. Right now, we're transiting through the 5th gate, the gate of fixed patterns, and it's time for people to recognize those patterns in your life, those fixed cycles, right? as we move into winter, we face going into another one of those fixed cycles of life. We just came out of one with the Mercury. That is a fixed cycle. It does that. It transits, it retrogrades 3 times every year. So, Crystal. Freedom, Crystal. Freedom. You're releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. You got to be open to receive. So freedom. People want freedom, and want to be free of restriction and everything. And what they don't understand is we put these limits on ourselves, right? So release any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations, those judgments about yourself that we have, those limits. I can't because of. And more importantly, change the way you speak about yourself and change the way you're programming your reality by the way you speak. We are not limited by anything but our mind and what we believe. Tasha and I were talking about this earlier before I came on air. How powerful the mind is. We were talking again about how there's documented cases of people undergoing limb amputations and open cranial brain surgeries with no anesthetic other than hypnosis. That is how powerful the mind is. With nothing other than hypnosis. Getting your arm amputated with no anesthesia other than being hypnotized and saying that you can't feel it. Somebody telling you that we're going to take your arm off, but you're not going to feel it. And you don't feel it. Can you imagine that? That's how powerful the brain is. So freedom for Crystal. Release those restrictions and self-imposed limits. Because you are unlimited. Unlimited because we are infinite beings of spirit. Not limited. So Ren, and then Erica, and good day, Shaka. Good day, Shaka. Good day. Freedom. Words and affirmations within the past week or so, just to change my mindset and snap out of this cycle. So you're in. Atta girl. Atta girl. Finally getting back into your practices, getting back into yourself. Returning to loving yourself and loving the world. That's fantastic. I love that. So Ren. Joy. Ren gets the joy card. Delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. Become a little extroverted, Ren. Become a little extroverted. Bring some joy. Open up. Open up. Let yourself out. Delight in the love of life. Bring that spirit of fun. Time to come out of the shadows. Bring some joy, Ren. You know that INFJ can be switched and trained and become an ENFJ if you want. You can go from introvert to extrovert. It just takes pushing yourself and challenging yourself. And again, stepping into freedom, releasing those self-imposed restrictions and limitations. So joy. Bring joy, Ren. Bring a sense of fun and life to all that you do. Erica. Good day, Dina. Thank you for tuning in. Busy morning for Shaka. Well, stay safe, brother. Erica. Harmony. Harmony for Erica. You're able to feel the loving, balanced connection with everything. So this is confirmation. You keep getting these confirmation cards, Erica. Harmony. Continue to be in harmony. Continue to be in balance. And be stable and grounded in who you are, in your individuality, in your freedom. Because it affects the world. You sing a special note. You have your own harmony, your own melody that affects people. So continue to do that. Continue to maintain harmony and balance. You're welcome, Ren. And yes, you absolutely can be. It's all a choice. It's all a choice. It's all a choice. So harmony for Erica. Harmony for Erica. Did I miss anybody? Anybody else? No. All right. Does that mean I can take a drink of coffee? Or probably not, because I'm still shuffling. So yeah, I can set them down. Yes, she has, Tasha. Yes, she has. It's been a 180 degree turn. Been a 180 degree turn for Ren since she crossed my path. I love it. I'm thankful for it. Oh. Got her turned back on the way. And hopefully that's... And honestly, that's all I'm trying to do here for you folks, is turn you back into your way, right? I consider myself a way shower, and I always tell people it's not out there. The way out is in. It's ridiculous how cliche and how old that is, but there's truth because of that. There's truth in it, right? When the ancients say the kingdom of God is within, it's both within and at hand. When you understand what that means, when you wake up in the dream and you start creating and writing your own script. So, I think these are good messages for everybody today. Bring joy, bring harmony, your individuality, bring peacefulness, freedom, evolve, evolution, continue to grow. Continue to grow your spirit, your soul, grow your community, grow in your humanness, right? Growing in your humanity and your humanness is becoming more in touch with who you are, more in touch with your feelings, what's causing them to be triggered, where they're coming from, what memories are coming from them. How can I alchemize that pain and understand that lesson, right? How can I evolve and grow more? So, questions, comments? Anybody else? Commentary on anything I've said? Kind of smoky in this room. So, we've got about 15 minutes left if anybody wants to talk or has a question. As always, too, folks, please reach down in there in that corner, hit that share button, send these messages out so others can hear too. So others can hear too, so others can share in this coming to understanding. Yes, definitely out of your comfort zone. Yeah. You're welcome, love. Yeah, you got to learn to become comfortable in uncomfortable situations. It's kind of paradoxical, but the more you push yourself past your comfort, right? Because if you go to my website, Matthew-Levi.com, the header says it all. Your comfort zone will kill you. Your comfort zone will kill you.
Shaka wants a card.
Okay. I see it, Tasha. Trudy, we'll miss next week. She'll be a pole worker. Trudy's working the pole next week, y'all. So she won't be in the gym. She won't be... A pole working Nana. I love it. No, she's talking about the election polls, folks. She works the election polls. not the dancing pole. So, yes, Shaka, I've got you right here, brother. Got a card coming up for you from the Power of Love deck by James Van Praagh. This is one of my favorite decks, and you guys have obviously seen me use it a lot. I use it every Friday. The messages are usually pretty on point and pretty powerful. So Shaka, what does Shaka need to know today? 2 cut for Shaka. What have I been talking about, folks? Cause and effect. Shaka, cause and effect. Become aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Cause and effect. You know, that's one of the principles we're taught. You know, it's basically like it's essentially Newton's third law. Every action has a reaction, right? Cause and effect, right? You need to be aware of the love that you create inside of you. The thoughts that you have can be an agent of change one way or another. So become mindful of what you're putting out and the effect that it has. As a projector, Chris, you have that powerful G center that when you walk into a room, it naturally reaches out and taps everybody on the shoulder and they take notice. So whether you're cognizant of that, the more you are aware, the more you can change the effect in the room to the desired outcome that you want. Trudy says, when you step out of your comfort zone, it'll give you strength. You may not see it at the moment, but in the end, when you gain immeasurable, the gain is immeasurable and you won't be stripper squatting. Yes, that's the desired effect. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is growth, is strength. So cause and effect, Shaka. Be mindful of your energy and your presence because it literally shifts the energy in the room. You have power. Everybody does. Everybody does. This is a good message for everybody. But some of us that have these defined G centers that are just powerful. That's what that G center does, is it reaches out and taps everybody on the shoulder and tastes everybody's energy and causes them to turn around and look at you. So the more you are, the higher elevation you are, the bigger the effect in the room. This is where the power of presence is learned right here, Chris. The power of presence. Just being present, silent and present and aware. Pay attention to the effect. That's what they're telling you. So, yeah. Trudy won't be stripper squatting. No. Some of that's ankle mobility, but yes. Yes, Trudy, that is definitely getting pushed outside of your comfort zone that has helped you overcome a lot of that. Because King Freak don't play in the gym. I won't let you slack for long. I will call you out on your stuff. Just like I'll call you out on it in life. Just like I'll call you out on it in life. If you ask. If you ask. That's the thing. I don't just go around saying it to people anymore. Because that leads to bitterness, it leads to resentment. But if you ask me what I think about what's going on in your world, and I tell you, chances are it's going to be very direct. And it might be uncomfortable to hear. So, anyway, I'm going to pull one more card for all of us as a collective here before we go into this weekend and this next week. All of these principles I've been talking about take commitment. Commitment. You must dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the very essence of your being. No matter what you are doing, If you want to succeed, it takes commitment. It takes true commitment, dedication, diligence. It takes patience. It takes a willingness to do hard things, to make hard choices, okay? To make hard choices, commitment. Dedicate yourself. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Commitment. And Trudy says she'll take a card. One more. Usually hits you right between the eyes. Yeah, it does. It does. That's that cold, hard-hitting truth that I've written about too in my Substack. Again, go see Hard-Hitting Truth. It's a hard article. It's a hard blog post, but it's absolutely true. And that's what's cold. I mean, life is short. Life is cold. It's cruel. It's brutal, but it's also absolutely fucking beautiful. Right? Like I've said, if you can see the beauty in the suffering, you have made a shift. If you can find the beauty in the suffering, you've made a shift. If you can find the pleasure in the pain, you've made a shift. So Trudy, for you today, cooperation, Trudy. Trudy, cooperation. In your quest to manifest the energy of love, you have to realize that every person and every experience has value. Every person, every experience has value because, again, it goes to that evolution card. Everything is an obstacle or a lesson. There's a lesson in everything. Every interaction that you have with people, be cooperative. There's something there for you. There's an experience that has value. Again, goes to gratitude. Be grateful for every opportunity to step into a position of cooperation and collaboration instead of one of competition. We're shifting from one old system to another. We're moving from that system of competition and dominance to one of collaboration and cooperation and equality. But cooperation for you today, Trudy. Cooperation and commitment, all of these things. Again, like I say, it takes commitment. These principles, these things are practices, as I say. The practice of this or that. The practice of non-judgment. The practice of non-attachment. You know? The practice of fearlessness. Let's see what Trudy says here. Dang, you just fixed me to add manifesting love and knowledge for everybody in your circle. Need, be willing to spread kindness and love, make this world a better place for the future. Yeah, well, the card said it for you. And Crystal says, the universe has this whimsical way of shifting us the most abrupt ways. Yes. And when we listen, it has a way of effortlessly moving us to our destinations. It's a matter of resisting, not resisting or surrendering. Both can be hard to accept. Yes, Crystal. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, that's one of the things she and I was talking about yesterday, and Trudy can attest to this because I've witnessed this happen in Trudy's life, okay? That abrupt manner of situation. So when we resist the fixed cycles, when we try to control, eventually something has got to snap. And oftentimes, unfortunately, it is us. It is us. We will do something, we will go and try to go against the grain and make something happen. And then next thing we know, we've fallen and twisted our ankle, or we've fallen and smashed our face, or we've been thrown off a side-by-side. Or, you know, we've crashed the car. Some dumb shit. Because we were trying to force. And the universe is saying, no, that ain't for you. For me, I was trying to force a situation and a career that wasn't for me, and they broke my back. So, sent the last message before we pull a card, telling manifesting the card. Yeah, I knew that, Trudy. I knew that. That's why I said it. That's why I said it. But yes, you got to learn to surrender, man. That's what faith is. It's the surrender. It's the trust. It's the knowing that it's done, that everything is going to work out. It's always going to work out the way you want it, the way you see it, the way you believe it. And if you think that life's going to continue to get shittier, then that's what's going to happen. But if you think that life's going to continue to get better and you're going to continue to grow, more and more love is going to come into your life, guess what? That's what's going to happen. Because that's the way creation works. This is the very first Hermetic principle. The all is the mind is the all. That's it. When you understand that, that's when you understand I can command the mountain to move from there to there and it'll do it. If you guys don't know what Hermetics is, I suggest you go pick up a copy of the Kybalion and understand and learn it. Because this is stuff that the ancients wrote down. It was written down hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, and translated and transmitted and brought forth. Mystery school teachings that modern science is now proving to be true. Tasha says, since I've learned to surrender, it's helped you live it up. Yeah. Since you surrendered, man. And then that's the hard part, right? Back to the car thing. I had surrendered long before you did with it, right? I had made my peace with it and come back to my peace with it that day that I had to, the day it happened, right? By the next day, the next morning, I was over it. I was good. I was back to grounded, knew everything was going to work out the way it was supposed to work out. Had my trust and faith, not only in you, in making the right choices, but in God putting the right choices for you to make in front of you. So, the more you surrender, the more you lean into it, the more you lean into the practices, the quicker you step up that ladder, the quicker you understand, the more you can see the obstacles, the more you can see how you're creating, how you're making this self-fulfilling prophecy, how you become the writer, the director, the actor, the editor of your own script, your own story. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. When you reach that point, when you wake up in the dream, and then it's an even more beautiful thing when you wake up from the dream in spirit. When you're done, when you're completed, and you go, oh wow, fuck yeah, I made it. All right, let's go review the tape. Let's go watch it back and see how I did. See where I fucked it up. See if I want to go back. Or do I want to go on to a higher spiritual service here? Do I want to be a spirit guide? Or do I want to go back and try this shit again? Do I want to go back and hop on this ride again? Maybe do it differently? Go back in a different form? Go back in a different body? You know? Again, back to gratitude, right? Back to gratitude, having an attitude of gratitude for what you have, for the physical vessel that you have right now, that you're inhabiting, that your spirit is embodying, that your spirit is focused down and concentrating onto, right? Being happy and accepting and loving of the physical vessel, your body, and what it's capable of, no matter what shape it's in. And if you don't like the shape it's in, you need to look back at your life and the choices that you made to put it in the shape it's in. And then from this moment, start making different choices to change it. Because that's how we shift quantumly, is doing that. But also you got to understand time here in this realm is a little slow. That's what we got to deal with. Outside of time, outside in the unseen realms, it's instant, speed of thought, right? Here it takes a little more time. So if it took you 20, 30 years to get into the physical condition that you're in, understand that it may take 7, 8, 9 for you to get into the physical condition you want to be. And you also understand that some things are irreversible. Some things may not ever change. So just know. But it can be done. It can be done. Danny Jones, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for tuning in, as that one is done. So, but yes, be grateful, especially for the body that you have, because you have a body. There's trillions of souls out there that don't have a body, that want a body, that want to come here and ride this ride, especially now at this great transition time. Man, it's an exciting time to be alive. You can either be excited about it or be anxious about it. You can have love for it or you can have fear for it. That's the difference. I'm excited. You know. Yes, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of shit happening out there politically, geopolitically, naturally, with the earth livening up, becoming more active again, geothermally and volcanically, tectonically. All of this stuff that we're going through, this great transition, all of these systems have to literally burn down to the ground before we move into that age of the sleeping phoenix. And if you haven't been paying attention over the last couple of weeks, there was a massive high-rise fire in Hong Kong, right? These 3 or 4 buildings went up. Massive, towering inferno type shit. The same day we had Kilauea started dumping out in Hawaii, started dumping out more lava than it's ever have, producing more, becoming far more active. There's a long dormant volcano in Ethiopia, in the Rift Valley, that it opened up and started spewing and becoming active again. You know, this is all part of this transition that we're going through as our solar system rises higher above the galactic equator and is now receiving more light energy, more energy from the fucking middle of the Milky Way, causing all this stuff to happen. The X flares, the solar flares, that stuff, you know, that's part of it too. This transition, and that's what's affecting the Earth and the Earth's magnetosphere, causing her to wake up and evolve. So we're all evolving and going through this evolution in this transit. It's exciting. Things are going to burn down. There's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of death. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but there's been a lot of celebrity deaths this year. Celebrity deaths. There's been a lot of deaths personally close to us, especially within the last couple of years. This is because contracts are ending. Souls are wanting out. Contracts are ending. Contracts are coming to an end. Contracts are being aborted and nullified because souls that want to be here are here, and the souls that don't want to be here are leaving. And new souls that want to be here for this transition are coming in every day. Every day. Every day the consciousness of humanity is evolving, is raising up. And the more and more each and every one of you step into your individuality, step into that frequency of unconditional love, compassion, grace, forgiveness. It's nodes on a grid, right? You become a beacon and light up the room. You have a cause that makes great effect on the outside. That should be cause right there. To shift the world, to change the world. And you do it from just presence, just from being love. It is a state of being. From creating harmony, from bringing balance, right? From meeting the challenge courageously, fearlessly, from a place of love and compassion and grace. Not from a place of fear and anger and resentment and bitterness and frustration, disappointment, begrudging the opportunity that's been presented to you. Because life is so fucking precious. It is so finite, yet it is infinite. Again, paradoxical nature of existence. It's fucking mind-boggling at times for me when I sit and think about all of this shit and how big it is and just how wild it is. But also being able to see these things that I talk about actually playing out, actually happening. You know, I don't just speak this shit because I'm saying it. This is lived fucking experience. I've seen how changing my fucking belief system about a certain situation changes the situation. Changes the outcome in real fucking time. I've seen how literally my energy shifts the whole vibe of a fucking room. For good or bad. Going both ways. I've experienced these things that I talk about. These stepping outside of time and reframing my life and rewriting my story and releasing literal physical pains in my body. From these imprints, these stains that I decided to carry, these fucking bricks in that sack of begrudgery. Real world lived experience. That's what wisdom is. Each of you have it. And each of you have an opportunity to share it. And cause an effect. Create a shift within your life, within your family system, within your greater community, within your work system. And that shifts the overall system. So, this is going to be it right here. This one. Seriously? What have I just been talking about? So pay attention here. Transformation is what I've been talking about. Creating change. Use the power of love to move through the illusions and shift into awareness. Shift into awareness. Transform your life and look through the illusions using the power of love. Everything right there, I've been talking about this whole live stream in one card. Use the power of love to move through the illusion, the obstacle, the challenge, the fear into awareness and transform the situation. Change the cause, you get a different effect. You transform. That's what alchemy is, folks. That is taking a big bite of that shit sandwich and crapping out love. Essentially, I mean, you take a hard situation and you make it better. No matter what your situation is, everybody's got their challenges. Everybody's got their difficulties. We picked every single fucking one of them. We choose each and every one of them at one level or another because life happens for us and not to us, but because of us. And those opportunities are for us to grow and transform and evolve and become aware, to shift into awareness, to wake up in the illusion, wake up in the dream, to become lucid. To become lucid, it means you probably should stop polluting yourself with things like alcohol or drugs, you know, gambling, addictions, your environment, chaotic people, right? Your diet consists of everything, right? The biggest organ you have on your body is your skin. So think about the cosmetics and the things, the lotions and the soaps and the things that you put on your body that are just naturally absorbed. You know, the industry wants to tell you that skin cancer is caused by the sun and not by all the crap that you take into your body that's having a reaction to the light. Because you are light. Your cells are light. They operate on light. The very core of the atom is light, the photon. So it is all the stuff that is blocking the light that is the cancer that causes the reaction. Do you think we're meant to put toxic chemicals onto our body and absorb them? No. No. Healthy chemicals like aloe, oatmeal, oat milk, the things we naturally extract from the plants, you know, but not all the stuff that they put in that tube that they say is going to protect you from the sun, keep you from getting burnt, when really all you really need to do is just change your diet, clean up your diet, and actually spend a little bit of time in the sun. So anyway, folks, transform today. Transformation, freedom, joy, individuality, commitment, priorities, all very valuable lessons. All very valuable lessons today. And I hope each and every one of you take them to heart and apply them into your life and become the cause that affects great change in the world. So, till next Friday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, I thank each and every one of you. I am so very grateful for all of you joining me here this morning and for being able to do this for you. And I thank Great Spirit for allowing me this position. So, till next Friday, I love you all. Be well. I'm Matthew Levi, and this is the Oracle at 8.